We're ready.
Do you
Yeah,
think,
we're
do you
on.
think you could do an auctioneer voice?
Blah, 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 blah.
So-
Yeah, blah, blah,
so
blah,
what-
blah, blah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think we'd be good at auctions.
No, I don't think I would be good at auctions.
But I think that would be
I could
fun.
hold up the sign.
Yes.
It says, I could do
I
that
think it would
part.
be fun to do an auction on like a trade-in machine. I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
everyone's coming on.
Okay. Yeah,
Washington.
Let's see.
Hi, everyone.
And from northern Michigan, South Carolina. So welcome everybody. This is Gloria Horn Sewing Studio, and this is IQ Designer. And today I am Joanie. I'm Joanie every day, but today I'm going to show you how to edge to edge the America 250-year tote.
Do we have the sample?
Yes. Well, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes. So this one is completed, and I'm gonna show you how to edge on it, and I have some tips for you on when you go to put it together. Okay. And so if you are here and you are new to us and you would like to shop with us, and you're on Facebook, what you'll need to do is go to the comment bar and type in register, and then you'll go in and put your first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and then you'll go the next page and create a password. But the easiest way to shop and view all our videos is through the app. So you'd go to the App Store and type in Gloria Horn Sewing Studio, download the free app, and then and it's so much easier to kind of shop with us and to find videos that we've done in the past. You'll find them there for about a year. And then today, anything you buy, you'll get 10% in Gloria bucks put back into your account, which is always fun to use those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the Gloria bucks.
Mm-hmm. And so Tommy is going to say something.
Yeah. Well, some of you may have seen Gloria's Facebook posts to the group, to her personal page, if you're friends with her. For those of you that don't know, we are parting ways with Steve. Steve is no longer working here at Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. Some of you may have seen the post and misinterpreted what Gloria was trying to say, but really the main message is that it's going to hurt to have him gone.
Mm-hmm.
It stinks it had to be this way, but we wish Steve the best of luck.
Yes.
You know, he was with us for 10 years, and he did an excellent job as an employee. Excellent job talking to all of you, showcasing the machines we sell. It just stinks that, you know, also he's going to be opening up a store so close to ours, which makes it difficult too. But if you saw Gloria's post and you may have misinterpreted it, what she was trying to say, you know, Steve was like a part of our family. He was the best man at my wedding through the church.
Yes.
He knew my dad before my dad passed away. He actually helped out my parents' house and like fixing up my parents' house right whenever he first started. So my dad would take him and he would help like rip old wallpaper off the walls. Steve is a great guy. Like I said, it's a tough spot for us, especially with all the things that we have going on, us switching our systems over, us dealing with the audit for the state of PA. And, you know, once again, him opening up a location so close to us, it kind of hurts, you know, because we have so many employees here who count on our customer support to continue to do what we love. And, you know, Gloria's been through the ringer and she's been through it all. So we're going to keep going strong.
43 years.
Nothing's happening to us.
No.
We're going to keep on moving along, and we're going to try to give you the best support with your machines, with the products you buy. And there's a lot of things we're working on. So I just wanted to make an announcement. And Gloria will probably make an announcement when she comes back too.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Because he was an important part of this business. He helped it grow, and you know, Gloria taught him a lot. in regards to
Business.
machines and sales and yeah, it's gonna hurt to lose him, but we wish him the best of luck, and we hope that, you know, even though he is close to us, his new retail store is going to be close to us. You know, hopefully we both can survive in the Pittsburgh market. But we do want to thank you all for your support and just continuing to support us here and support the community that Gloria has started and built. But yeah, that's all I really had to say.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how your bag turns out.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
what edge are you using? A built-in edge-to-edge design?
Yes, I am. It's built in on the I'm sewing on the veneer today, and but it is also in the radians.
Yeah.
And it's I'm going to do the edge to edge, and you can do that on the Solaris or the Luminaire, and it's fun. It's really easy.
Yeah. So that's
Okay,
that's what we're aiming to do, is that we're going to keep doing the IQ. Gloria's not going anywhere with the business too.
No.
So she's going to stay involved. My goal is to get her and Joanie just on the shows all the time, teaching you guys what they know and what they've learned throughout the years. So I'm going to head out.
Okay, good.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you. We'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning and kind of give you some tips on, you know, the construction of the bag, and then we're going to get into the edge to edge. So first of all, the first thing you'll do is you'll have your kit, and you will have a panel. Now this panel isn't exactly the same. This one doesn't have the 250 years on it, but on the panel there's the bag and the straps, and then the pocket, and then also the instructions. Now, you can kind of follow through with the instructions, but you want to refer to the way I did it, because this bag isn't lined, or it doesn't have edge to edge on it. So I'm going to kind of tell you what are the things that you'll need to do. So the first thing you'll do is cut out the pieces. And now I would go ahead and cut the straps out and the pocket, and you'll cut right on the edge of the pieces. So right on the edge of the straps and right on the edge of the pockets. Okay, the rest of it, you're going to want to leave a margin of fabric on it. So this one is right here, and I'll show you what I did. I'm going to show you how to sew the leader cloths on, but right here, I sewed the leader right on the edge of the fabric, and you can see where the panel starts right here. On the ends, I went ahead and left the selvages on, and there's a little bit of extra fabric. So I did that on the ends. Right here, it gets a little close, because this is where the straps were. So, but we're just going to go ahead and sew the leader cloths on it. And so the next thing I would do would be to cut your bosal out. And I cut the bosal. The panel itself is about 22 by 36. So I cut the bosal a little bit larger, so I cut it like 24 by 38. Okay, and then I just laid it down and smoothed it all out, and I did put some pins in it just to hold it there, and then we'll take them out as we start to sew. Okay, then I went and I cut my leader pieces, because I'm going to use the magnetic hoop, but I need something to hold on to. I wouldn't have enough so I wouldn't be able to get real close to the edge. That's, I think, why we do our quilts. Gloria and I like to do the edge to edge on them, but we usually have a border, and we don't embroider on that. We don't do the edge to edge on that, so that the hoop can hold on to that edge. But we need to add something so that the magnetic hoop will hold on to it. So that's why I left a little bit on there. Okay, now I did cut my strips about 4 inches by width of fabric, and I always try, and you can use anything that old fabric, doesn't have to match. But I did cut them 4 inches, and I think it's helpful if you're consistent with that and cut them out, because when we go to place them on the to place it in the hoop, it's all going to be like straight. I have a straight edge there and a straight edge there, and it just makes it a little bit easier to connect everything.
Joanie, you're using fusible bosal, right?
I am using fusible bosal, but I didn't fuse it. Okay. It just kind of adheres to it. And I was afraid I'd get a little bit of bubbling. So I didn't do it. And I didn't feel like I needed to fuse it. But it is definitely fusible bosal. Okay. I just pinned it a little bit. And then, of course, this is going to help hold it on too. Okay. So I did 2 sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And I'm just going to put this, like, I'll lay this on and let it extend over the edge. And I'm just going to place that right here, like that. And I'm just going to kind of like go over the, well, here we don't have to worry about that. So you can just like sew it on so that when you turn it, it's like this. Okay, so I've got plenty of room to kind of hold on to it right there. So I'm just going to put that on, and then we'll go over to the machine and we'll sew it. And I don't even think I need to pin it. So we're going to go over to the machine. Okay. And the stitch I'm going to select is, we're going to go into sewing and into the utility stitch menu, the very first menu, number 1, and we're going to choose stitch number 8. Now that's a basting stitch. When I select it, it tells me what stitch it is right at the top. And then it automatically set my stitch length at a 5. But look at this, it changes the tension to 1. So the tension is very, very low, so that when I want to take it out, it won't be hard to take out. It will just come right out. So we're going to take this and just go ahead and sew that one on. And like I said, we have plenty of room here. I'll kind of use my selvage, kind of make it so that it's sewn on straight right there, and then we'll just start to sew. Okay. Here. There we go. And I'll just sew across that.
So the strips that you're using, this is just leader cloth.
Yeah, leader cloth is just old fabric that I'm not using. So you can go through your stash, and if you've got a little bit of something, if you can use that. And then we're just going to sew right down along this edge. Okay, and I'm just going to sew right off the edge, and I'll come here like that, and then cut the thread. Okay, now we're going to do the other piece. I'm going to grab these scissors. I think I put a pair in here. There they are. Okay, and we'll grab this one. So I'm going to cut this and leave a tail on.
What number is the basting stitch?
It is stitch number 8. So it's in menu number 1, and it's stitch number 8. Okay, and then I'm going to do the last one. Now here, I am very close. I don't want to, I'm going to lay it down. Now this one I might put some pins in. So we'll start here. Okay, so I'm just going to let it hang off kind of like over that edge. And let's see. We'll get it going.
Do you need me to grab you any more pins, Joanie?
I think I'm okay. Yeah, we'll just put a couple in. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, okay, I'm just going to start here and we're going to sew right along the edge.
Everyone's very excited to see this project.
Oh, really? Yeah. It turned out, I thought the project turned out really well with the bosal. Okay. It's a little, different to work with because it doesn't, bend as easily. Okay. Okay, and then we come to the end and we'll cut the thread. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go over. I'm going to take this back and we're going to hoop it. Okay.
Does the kit come with the lining?
Yes, it does come with the lining. So we have you'll get the panel and the lining. So you can see here I'm real close, which is fine, because remember there is a seam allowance. So it doesn't have to go all the way to the edge. Okay, so now I'm ready to hoop, and I think when you and we're going to put the dimensions of the panel into the machine, and I just thought about it how I wanted to sew it out. So what I want to do is this is approximately, it's about 22 going this way and 36 going lengthwise. So I'm going to call this the width and then this one the length. Okay, so I want to sew each design out. I believe I'm going to have 6 of them going across, and then it will tell me to rehoop and go to the next row. The machine will know when I've come to the end of the row, and then it's going to come down here and do this one. So you wouldn't want to sew like 3 designs this way and then keep moving down, and then 3 and then keep moving down. So I'm going to sew this will be my width and this will be my length. Okay. So when I go to hoop it, I'm going to use the 8x12 hoop. I think this is a really nice size for edge to edge. they always say get the largest one your machine will take and then get another one like the 8 by 12. So when I sew this, I need to, I'm going to be attaching it to the leader. So we'll do this. Okay, like that. And I want to, I'm just going to lay it down here like that. And what I usually try and do is I'll lay my hoop down nice and straight. Here, let's put this a little closer to me. Can they see? Yes, okay. So, and then I want to leave, I need about an inch on either side so that I can get my needle real close over here to the panel. So I'm going to just kind of lay that down. And I can feel my my hoop, and then the same thing here. We want to make sure. Now I can feel where the handle is. Now I'm too close, so let's just either move this like that. And you never really know until you get the hoop on it. But I can feel that, and over here. Okay, so then we'll take this. And you see how I'm trying to make it straight? And then we're going to snap this on like that. And you can pull on it a little bit. This one might be a little bit too close, so let's just take this off and just kind of move this there like that. And the first one is a little bit harder than to do than the rest of them because there isn't any stitching there yet. Okay, so that looks good right there. And I'm feeling to make sure that the top hoop is sitting right underneath, right on top of the underneath hoop. Okay, so I have about an inch here and an inch there. Let's do this one. Okay, all right, so now we're going to go over and set the machine up. Now, before I do that, let's take out our pins if I have any. And I'm going to turn this, kind of roll it up so it won't be hard to get, because I'm going to be sewing here and working this way. So it will all fit underneath the machine. And I'm going to take these great big clips and just clip it together. So,
and if anyone's interested in getting the quilt clamp clips, they're in the bubble right now.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now let's go over here to the machine, and I'm going to set that up. All right, so I had my little screwdriver here. Maybe it didn't fall on the floor. That usually happens to me. Yeah, I had my perfect screwdriver.
Is it over here?
Yes, that's it. Thank goodness Kate's here. Okay, so I do need to take the ankle off and put the embroidery foot on. So I love this screwdriver. It has, the screw is set inside, and it just fits right over that big screw, and I can loosen it real quickly there, and then put the embroidery foot on. And it's easier to tighten it because you have more leverage to hold on to it. And I always know it's in there nice and tight. I know the guys that work here can do it with their fingers, but I always need a screwdriver to make sure that the foot is on nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to set that in here so it won't roll away. Okay, so now what I'm going to, the next thing I'm going to do is, here we'll go to embroidery. And I do need to raise the presser foot a little bit. It's we want the the presser foot just to hover over the fabric. With the bolster, it will kind of like be sitting right on top of it. So we're going to go into the settings menu where this little gear is, and we're going to go into embroidery, and right here it has embroidery foot height. This is the default setting. I always know the default setting because it has the black box around it. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to select a 0.160, and that will raise the presser foot up so that the foot just hovers over the fabric. Okay, and now I have my my variegated thread. I'm using V109, and it's a very pretty beige, and it does have it is variegated, so it's different shades of beige in it. And I also filled the bobbin with the same thread, and I filled 2 bobbins because you will run out. So so I did fill 2 bobbins. Okay, now first of all, we're going to go into embroidery. Okay, and then the carriage of the embroidery unit will move, and we'll say okay. Okay, so now I have my, I'm going to go to menu Q, which is the quilting menu. And up right here, I have this, the very first one will do borders around your quilt. And those are all the different designs you can choose from. The second one is the same thing. It will do the borders, but it will do it in 2 colors. And then this is a hexagon shape, and there's our edge to edge that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then I can choose the design that I want. So let's say I'm going to use the stars. We use the stars so much for all the patriotic projects and also for Christmas projects. There's a really lot of, there's about 15 designs in here, and I think the ones I've used the most are the stars, but there's a real cute one here that has little birds in it. Usually, if you're doing a floral, a lot of times there'll be a bird right in the design. And I use this one for Halloween. I thought it looked a little Halloweenish. And then there's some that are just plain stippling. And then you've got geometrics. This one looks like a poinsettia. And this one looks like different feathering stitches. The leaves are always good to use. And there's a sewing themed one, and of course the snowflakes. But we're going to select the stars, and then I'm going to hit set. Okay, this is where I put my dimensions in, and it will do all the math for me. So this one is the width, and what I did, I grabbed my, let's see, this one. Yeah, this one. And when I was measuring, I wrote all my dimensions right here on my pattern. So the actual size of the panel was 21 and an eighth by, let's see, 21 and a quarter by 36 and a quarter. And I want to allow for the seam allowances. I don't want it to sew into the leader cloth. So I've decided that the length will be 36 and a quarter. So I'm just going to go in at 30. Oops, already made a mistake. Let's go back, clear that. 36 and 3/4. I think I said a quarter, but it's 3/4. 30, I'm sorry. I'm doing this wrong. Okay, 35.75. Okay, so almost 36. I'm going to hit set, and it puts that right there up here. And now the length is, I'm going to make that 20.75. So we'll go 20.75. The actual size was 21 and a quarter. I took a 1/2 inch off each of the measurements. Whoops, let's go back. 20.75. Okay, and then I hit set. The hoop that I'm going to be using today is the 8x12, so I'm going to go through and select that. There it is, okay. Now, this is called flip options, so I can go in and preview how it will sew out. So I'm going to select that, and you can see right here, there's a couple of different ways that they'll arrange the design. And right here is where it joins, and let's choose this one and see how that is. To see, I think that's a little smoother join right there. And we can look at this one, and I don't like that one as much. And then let's look at that. That one's nice too. It kind of starts here and then goes around. So comes down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that one. So we'll say okay. And then we're going to go to next. So it's going to do all the math for me. So we'll go into next. And there's my designs, and it's telling me there's 12 different hoopings right here. It's telling me that this is the color that will project onto the fabric. So it is, sort of very close to my panel. So I'm going to pick something that I can see really well. So I'm going to go in here and go through, and I think I'm going to use like a green. Okay, so I think that will be easier to see on the fabric. So that's a lime green, and we'll say okay. So there's I've done everything. Oh, right here you can choose either a single stitch or a triple stitch. We always do the single stitch because we're doing it in the classes, and it will sew out faster. So, and then there's the pocket. So it's going to save all that information into my machine. So we're going to touch the pocket, and it says the data was saved in the machine's memory. Embroider the details. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm ready to embroider. So we're just going to touch that. Okay, so it's doing all, and there it is. There's my design. So it was 35.75 by 20.75. And I select it. Okay, and then it has all the designs there. So we're going to start with this one. And there's my design. And then we'll hit set. Okay, so it's telling me exactly what I need to do. So right now it says begin sewing from the upper left corner of the fabric. Attach the embroidery frame in the initial sewing position. So I'm going to grab my project, and I'm just going to bring it over. There we go. And I'll attach that into the embroidery unit. And we'll bring this over here like that. Okay, so I'll say to the machine, I will say, okay, I did that. Okay, I did that. Now it's telling me what to do on the next page. So you might say, oh, mine doesn't look like that. That's because it's telling you what we will do. So it says use the move pattern key to align the upper left corner of the pattern area with the upper left corner marking of the area to be embroidered. So I need to move my needle up here. We're going to start here at the far left and then work our way down here. So it's telling me to use the move pattern key. So I'll go say okay, and the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. And we'll say okay. And it's going to jump up here, and there's my green like crosshatch right there. And I need to bring that up into this corner. So and these are the move pattern keys right here. So I'm going to start with this one that will kind of move it up on a diagonal. And we're going to go like that. And then I'll move it straight up. Okay, and sometimes if you feel like you need a little bit more fabric, you can kind of pull on it a little bit because I'm so close, but let's do that. Okay, there. Okay, now I can test it. I want to make sure that it comes down along the side like that. So I'm going to move this down, and it's going to and that's good. I'm still there on the edge of the panel, and then down here, and that's good too. So we're going to say okay. Okay, now it's telling me what to do on the next screen. So use the rotate key to adjust the angle of the pattern while keeping an eye on the points around the pattern. So this is going to jump up here, and I need to make sure it's like right there on the edge. So we'll say okay, and it's going to move up, and there it is, and I'd say that's good. Okay. And I can test those too, although there's nothing right next to it right now. So, okay. All right. Then we're going to say, okay. All right. Now, it's ready to sew it out. And so what I do is I go in and to the needle, and I'm going to advance to the first stitch. It's right there. Okay. And I'm going to show you this, but we don't need to do it on this project. A lot of the quilters like to go down and get the bobbin thread and bring it up so that they don't see knots on the back of the quilt. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but we really don't need it because we are going to be lining it. So it doesn't matter what our back looks like. But for those of you who don't want any knots showing on the back, what you can do is just hit your needle, hold on to your upper thread and hit your needle down button and then bring it back up. Okay, and then you just pull on it and bring the thread up. Okay, and then you will just hit the green light. And sew a little bit, and then we're going to snip those threads. Okay. And then just sew it out, and it will take 2 minutes. It's got 1,259 stitches, and it's going to sew. How are they doing? They have any questions or anything?
They are doing good. They're talking about what a great teacher you are.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, and you can watch your design as it's going around. And yeah, so we're down at the bottom. And then.
And so this is a built-in design on the radio.
Yes, it is. Yeah. This is on the Avenir, and but on the Solaris and the Luminaire, you can also do this. Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're using, say, something like the Amelia Scott designs, does it work the same way, setting it up in your machine?
She has no. You can't use the what is built into the machine. You kind of have to do the math yourself. She has a really, really great book that you can purchase. We have it here today, and she kind of explains how you do it. But I would, like, you measure your quilt, the length, and then her designs are set. There's usually 3 different sizes to choose from, and then you would kind of figure out which one you would want to do. You usually try and do the largest one you can, so you don't have to rehoop so much, and then you like, if the length of the, like, this one is about 10 and a half, you would, if hers was 10 and a half, you would take it and divide that into the length of the quilt, and that would tell you how many repeats. But she has a really good book that will help you to figure it out. Okay, so now what it's doing is jumping down to this little basting stitch, and it's something that we're going to line the next design, the next row up with this stitch. So it's right here. It's about 10 stitches, and now it tells me that the embroidery is finished and okay to connect the next pattern, and I'll say okay. So it chooses the next design for me, and it starts the process over again. It's telling me, please rehoop the fabric to the right side while including the right edge of the pattern on the left hoop. So right here, I need to see a little bit of this. So I'm gonna, when I hoop it, I want it to be showing maybe about an inch. And right here is where it ended. So I usually, what I do is I kind of like, so I don't lose it, I'll say, oh, here it is. It's right on the tip of this red and the beige. Um, so, so what I'll do is I'm going to take my hoop off and flip it over. Okay. And then we're going to move this. And I usually have to stand up for this part, but you're going to take that. And I can see over here where my hoop attaches and where this, you're going to kind of put that right about in the center of where it attaches to the embroidery unit. And then we're going to lay it down and like that. Okay. And then we'll take this and put it back and we'll see how I did. Okay. So remember, you're going to lay the right on top. Now, I'm a little crooked back here, so that's why I like to sew those on nice and straight, because I can see that I'm crooked. So I'm going to take that and just kind of straighten that out a little bit. And you know what, to tell you the truth, the quilts are easier because you've got like sashing and blocks all the way through it so that you can line things up with. Let's see, I guess I'm caught on there we go. Yeah, that's better. And the stickers on the hoop, they're like little hearts and arrows, and you can kind of line it up, the edge up with the same two on either side, and that helps you to get it on nice and straight too. So let's see how we did here. I like you can pull on the leader cloth. Now I'm a little more than an inch, so we'll see how we did. Okay, so please rehoop the fabric, which I did. I say okay. Then it's telling me what to do in the next page. We're going to use the move pattern keys to align the start point. So now, before, I didn't have anything to line it up with, just the edge of the fabric. So I have to line up my needle with this ending point right here. And we're going to use the move pattern keys. So we'll touch that, and it's going to jump over, and I am really close. I can see, let's see. I'm going to say that's really good. I could probably just move it this way, 2 times. And okay. And then I can go up here and make sure, do you see I'm not on my leader cloth. I'm right up there in the corner. And I can test this one. Okay. And that looks good. Okay, so now we'll say okay. It's going to jump back to the center, and it tells me now to use the rotate key to adjust the angle of the pattern while keeping an eye on all the points. So I'll say, okay, I'll do that, and it's going to jump up there. Maybe I can just, usually if I do need to rotate it, it's only like 1 degree. I've never really rotated it like 10 degrees, or this is like a 1/10 of a degree. So I'm just going to go, let's just hit the 1 there, and it moved it up a little bit. Okay. And I think that's good. We can go back and check and make sure it's still on and it's still on the ending point. So we'll say, okay. And now it went back to the center. So I'll go to where the needle is with the plus and minus sign and advance 1 stitch. And there I am. So I'm not going to pull the thread up this time because we're not worried about the back since it's lined. Just touch the green light and that will sew it out.
Some people were saying they put a straight pin in to mark.
Yeah, I've done that too. So, you know, sometimes it's hard to see. You could even take your friction pen and maybe put like a little dot there.
Yeah, Jolene said she uses a sticker to mark the ending point.
She does the sticker. Okay. So this is number 2. And so we're going to do it 6 times across.
It is really cool that our machines can do all of this math.
Yes,
for
it
us.
is. It is so cool. Yeah.
And you're using a variegated thread, right?
Yes, I am. It's a beige. It's a really pretty beige. It is variegated. It has different shades of beige in it. And it goes into like a little darker, you know, like almost a gray, but it looks pretty much, Gloria likes to see the stitching, and you really can see it on here.
Some people were asking, you wound your own bobbin.
Yes,
right?
I did. Yes, I did. I filled 2 bobbins because I know when I did the other bag, I ran out. And if I run out, I can show you what I do when I run out of thread. It's always best to keep ahead of it, but sometimes you get carried away and you don't check.
And then people were also asking, so the tote panel comes with the instructions, but
It does, yeah.
You're doing a full demo so that they can.
Yeah, I'll go over the parts that I changed. So right
Yeah.
now it's doing the basting stitch. Okay. And okay, and it says it's finished. So what I'll do is I'm going to take these off and I'll put that over here. I might not need them, we'll see. Or I might need to just put in 1. Okay, so we'll undo that. Okay, and then bring this up. It says embroidery is finished. Okay to connect next pattern. We'll say okay. And it says to please rehoop. Okay, so there again, I ended right here, and I'm just going to move that like that. Kind of smooth it out. I'm going to kind of peek up here and see where it seems like it's pretty straight. And we'll turn that over. And make sure it's sitting right on top of the 2 hoops are together, and that looks pretty straight. Okay, and so here is my starting point. So we'll say, okay, I did rehoop, and now use the move pattern keys to align the start point. So we'll say, okay, and it's going to jump over. And let's see, I can move that a little bit this way. And sometimes I like to lift the foot. I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I think that may be just another. Okay. All right, and then, okay, and then we're going to say, okay, we'll go to the next page. And that one, it says to use the rotate key to adjust the angle of the pattern while keeping an eye on the points around the pattern. I'll say, okay. So it jumps up here, and I need it to be maybe a little bit closer. So I'm going to hit that rotate maybe 2 times, and I think that's good now. And that's it. So I can go back and check it if I want. And that looks good. So we'll say, okay. I think, you don't have any problem if you try and keep things nice and straight. So So now we will advance one stitch, and it's going to go over to where I ended before and say, okay. Okay, and then there we go. So it's pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a lot simpler than you think it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so nice to be able to do it on your own instead of sending it out to a long arm, our long arm. Yeah, it's just because, you make something and somebody says, did you make that? And you don't want to say, I didn't do the quilting.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know how many quilting designs are in the...
There's 15.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've used them, like, of course, you use the snowflakes for the winter months and the snowmen and Christmas and stuff. But the stars, we use that for Christmas and the summer holidays, like I'm using it now. And they put some plain ones in so that aren't like holiday related.
Yeah, you're right. It is nice that you can do this on your own.
Yeah.
Not have to send it somewhere to get it quilted.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll come out with more designs?
They usually do. Yeah. If there's an upgrade or something, I don't know for sure. So
What needle are you using?
I'm using the 9014 embroidery. And you can hear, you might think it sounds a little noisy. It does that because of the bolsel. I know when I first started sewing on the bolsel, I thought, oh, wow, I need to change my needle. But I just changed this one. So that's just the bolsel. Okay, so there it is. It stopped. And okay, it's going to come down here and do the basting. Okay, and then the embroidery is finished. Okay, to connect the next pattern, we'll say okay. Okay, and this is please rehoop. So this is number 4, right? Yeah. Okay, now let's see, where were we? We were right here. Okay. So I'm going to put that kind of like line it back up with the needle and then just move it straight over. Okay, and then we'll look up here. Okay, and then we'll bring this down.
These hoops make it super easy. To
yes, to be able to do that, to flip it over the machine is, you don't have to take it out and lay it on a table and then come back to it, so it's faster. Let's see if we're straight up there on that end. That's pretty good. Yeah, I just kind of pull on it a little bit. So you want it nice and flat in there. And it's right here, okay, right there. So I'm going to move the needle over. Okay, and we'll say okay. Now use the move pattern key to align, to connect the two designs. Say okay. And there, it is right here. I'm about 3/8 of an inch over too far. So let's move this. Let's see how I am now. And we'll move that up just a little bit. There it goes. Let's see. There we go. Okay. All right. Then we'll say okay. Okay, and use the rotate key to adjust the angle of the pattern while keeping an eye on all the points. And we'll say okay. There. And that's, I'm just going to kind of go to the, I always look at it and I think, oh, I need to go this way. You know? And then I'll go to the arrow that's going that way. And so we just kind of there. And I think that's good. Maybe I'll just, there. Okay. So that is that. And okay, so we'll say okay. And then advance to the next stitch. And we'll to the first stitch. Okay, and it's all lined up. And then we'll touch the green light and sew that one out. Then eventually when we get to the end, it's going to let us adjust the pattern, the design to fit on this side. You can make it narrower or wider a little bit. Yeah. So that's something to see.
So some people were talking about how Baby Lock has the design suites, and those are all for IQ Designer. So some people were a bit confused, I think. So the design suites, they have additional fancy fills that you open up in IQ Designer. Yeah,
they have the, I mean, you could fill a hoop with them, but in IQ Designer, you could fill a hoop, but you would, it doesn't have a beginning point and an ending point. You would just maybe use your camera and line them up. And so you could do it that way too. Just, turn your camera on and kind of look and see if the design is kind of the same spacing as, you know, as it is in the design. So you could do that.
And then Betty's asking, what other edge-to-edge programs have we used?
Okay.
So I guess that would be Amelia Scott.
Amelia Scott, yes. We had her at an event, a while ago now. And, but yeah, we love her designs. And we have some of them, and we're going to show some today. And they're easy to use, and she does have a book that kind of explains to you how to set up, how to figure out the math of it. So her designs, there'd be like 3 to choose from. So you would kind of think about what size hoops you have and what size hoop you want to, you know, pick that one. And then she helps you to figure out how many designs you're going to need and like where to start. And there we go. So that's a basting stitch. Okay. And now that one is done. And we're going to connect to the next pattern. So I am right here with my ending point. So I'm going to say, okay, there's my design. So I'm going to move this over and right here. And I'm just going to go straight over. Now I can feel where I'll slide it in where my hoop is, right there, and then make sure this is okay at the top. And that looks good. Right here, I do have a straight edge, so I can kind of look at that too and see if it's straight. Okay, so I did 3 hoops, say, okay, I did that. Now it tells there again, use the move pattern key to align the start point with the end point. So it's going to jump over there, and I'm really close. Let's see. So I'm need to move it this way about 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Okay. And that looks good. And then we're going to go OK. And now we'll use our rotate key to adjust the angle of the pattern, and we'll say OK. There. And I'm just going to move that another, I think that's good. So I just did 1 degree up to the left, and it moved the design up a little bit. You can kind of see that, how it's up a little higher on that side. Okay. And then we'll say OK. And advance. And there it is. So we'll just go ahead.
And doing the edge-to-edge quilting on this design really adds to...
It does. And I think it makes it more stable. You know, yeah, gives it more body too. This is probably when I would change the needle quite often.
I like the thread that you're using, that it's not just like a pure white, like it does.
Yeah,
it shows
okay.
the stitches.
Check and rethread the upper.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. All right, so it looks like the thread broke, which is unusual. Okay, oh boy. Okay, so we're going to take that and get rid of that. And all right, so now what I would do here is I'm going to back up. I can see where like maybe it's shredded. I'm going to back up a little bit more. Like I can see that like I need to go back into that star. So it says check and rethread the upper thread. Touch the frame move key on the embroidery screen to move frame to the center. Well, I think I'm just, well, we might as well do what they want us to do. Okay, so I'm going to say okay. And let's just go in here and check the bobbin too. Okay, so I'm just going to slide it out. There we go. And the bobbin's okay. So let me get that. It's still not empty. So let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back. And we'll slide this in. Okay. And now I'm going to rethread. All right, and then we'll go to, all right, and then thread. Okay, now I'm going to back up and I'm going to go into that star right there. So we're going to go to the needle, the plus and minus, and I'm going to turn on my light again, or maybe, let's see. Yeah, oh, it is on. Okay, it's on. It automatically came on. That's a nice feature too. So we're going to touch that, and we're going to go, let's go minus 10. Okay, and let's go another minus 10, and I'm going to go a little bit more, minus another 10, and that looks good. Okay, and then I'm just going to start sewing, and I don't have to worry about those knots on the back. And it will just pick up where it left off. So
So Ginger's asking, do the kids have the 250 emblem on all of them?
The ones we have today, here, I have a thread in here. I'm going to get rid of that. It was just a stray thread from the edge of the fabric. The ones we have today do not have them, but Gloria let us know that we're getting them in. So if you want to have a kit right away, if you need it right away, we have one without the 250 on it, but they are coming too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get rid of this. There, okay. Okay, so it's coming around, and maybe one more star, yeah. Okay, and it stopped. So I just have this to do now, and it's going to do the basting stitch. So those can all be pulled out when you're done, although sometimes, they just end up staying there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now it says embroidery is finished, and okay to connect the next pattern. I'll say okay, and please rehoop the fabric. So we're going to put this. Okay, so I am right here. And so you see I have something to hold on over here. And then we'll put this on. Now let's see if we're nice and straight up here. Okay. Okay, so. All right, so I say, okay, I rehooped. Now it's telling me to use the move pattern key to connect the two designs. So we're going to let it jump over, and I need to move it this way. There we go. That was quite a bit. That was about 5/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to move it down a little bit. Okay, maybe I back up a little bit more.
What size hoop are you using, Joanie?
This is the 8x12. I like this size hoop. It will fit a lot of patterns, and you do get to. If you use anything smaller, you have to rehoop too many times. And this size works really well with the Amelia Scott designs too. So I'm going to go back up here and see where I am. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to say, okay, since I lined that up. Okay. Now it says, use the rotate key and the size key to adjust the angle and the size of the pattern while keeping an eye on all your other edges. So I'll say, okay, so you can see I've been using the rotate key, just like 1 degree at a time, but we want the edge of the pattern to go to the edge of the fabric. So we might it might work out perfect, but you can move it to the left and to the right. So we'll say, okay, and there. So I don't have to rotate it. I think that's good. And then I'm going to come down the side here, and it looks like it's just like right on the edge. I don't really have to move it, but I'll move it so you can see what I would do. So let's go down here. Okay, so let's say I wanted to move it to the left a little bit. So I'm sorry, to the right a little bit. So I would just hit this, and do you see how it's moving it? Now I'm probably too close. I can still get away with that. Let's test it though. I just wanted you to see that because that's a really nice feature. So you don't look at your quilt and see a big space where you should have some quilting. And let's see, let's do that. And I think it's far enough away that we won't have worry about it hitting this. Yeah, okay. Then also you can see, so you can move it here. I'll move it maybe just over a little bit. Okay. And then also we will use these when we get to the second row. So the second row, if we need to make it a little longer, we'll hit the one with the arrow going down. Or if we need to, if it's too long, then we can move it up.
That's really cool.
That's
a good feature.
Yeah, that is really cool. Okay, so I'm going to say okay, and we're going to go over here and then advance to the next stitch. One stitch, and there I am, and then we'll start to sew. Okay. It's relaxing in a way, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take very long.
No. And then I'll show you how to set up for the second row. And the machine will tell us that to move to the next row.
Do you have a favorite edge-to-edge pattern that's in the Avenue or Joanie?
Well, I guess I like the stars. I've used quite a few of the Amelia Scotts too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're fun to do. Let's see how we doing on time. Okay, we'll go to the next row. We'll do one, and then we'll kind of go back to the rest of the bag. Yeah, you can see it's coming right to the edge here, which is fine. We don't really even need to be that close because there is a seam allowance. Okay, so now it's done. And it's going to move and do that basting stitch. Okay, and it's going to do another one since it's the ending one. Okay, embroidery is finished. Okay, to connect the next pattern, and we're going to say okay. And it's right now it says one row is finished. To start the next row, rehoop the fabric to the left edge of the next row while including thread marks of the upper pattern in the hoop. How do you like that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to kind of read it again sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this over here. I'm going to kind of okay, like that, and I'll just put these.
Those quilt clamps really do come in handy.
Yeah, they do, and they're very strong. Yeah, I think I'm okay with one. Okay, so it says, okay, now do you see how they want us to be able to see a little bit of the previous design? So here I am, and I'm looking for that little basting stitch, and it's way over here. So what I'll do is let's see. I go like that, okay. Okay. There, so now I'm going to go down here, and I think if I, let's see, you know, kind of leave the same amount of fabric as I was leaving up there, that it kind of centers it for me. And let's see, right here. And my marking is right up here, so I'm going to move it over a little bit, and then we'll see how I did. There, okay, I see my, now I would think I would need to be, let's see, right here, and I'm thinking I need to move it up a little bit. Because there's my hoop there, okay. Okay, we'll try. All right, now, and this is not quite laying right on top of it, so I'm going to move it down so it does. Okay, so I did what they told me to do, and I can see like maybe 2 inches of my previous design, but let's see how that works. Okay, so use the move pattern key to align the upper left corner of the pattern area with the lower left of the previous design. So we'll say okay, and it's going to move up here, and I think I'm pretty close. Let's see. Right here is where it is. So I was real close. And I can just kind of like maybe move that over just a smidge. Okay. And then we'll say, okay, now there is another one right over here. That will be the next one that we line it up with. So we're going to say, okay. And it says, use the rotate key and the size key to adjust the angle and the size of the pattern while keeping an eye on the other edges. So I'm just going to move up here, and I have to line it up with that basting stitch. And if it doesn't match, I can rotate and I can move it to the left or the right. And I'm also going to check what's going on down here. So we're going to go like that. And it is, I'm going to move it down a little bit. So we're going to go to the arrow and where it points to the right there. And then I'm going to move it over that way. Maybe just another little smidge. Okay. Now, okay, so I lined that up. Now I'm going to check the bottom. So we're going to go here. I'll go halfway down. And then let's go down here. Oops. Now, do you see what happened? I had a bulk of fabric, so it kind of messed it up a little bit. So I'm going to, I should have smoothed that out. And then also this is kind of hitting the wall. And believe it or not, that's probably what I should do is sew it out. Here, I'll sew it out, maybe hold on to it. Okay, so let's go back and check it. Just remain calm, right? Okay, and then, okay, so let's go back and check that. So we're going to go back up here. Okay, and let's go back and check this one. No, it was this one, the top. Let's make sure that lines up. And that was, see, it kind of pulled it out a little bit. So I'm just going to, there. that took care of that. I just pulled on it a little bit and I lined it up. So now we're going to go back up to this corner. And there it is. Okay, that's good. Now let's check this. And I'm just going to maybe pull your sewing machine out a little bit. So we're going to go down here. Okay, and let's go down there. All right, and let's see. It's good. Let's open that up a little bit, and I could probably just bring it. It's right here, but remember I have a seam allowance. If I want to, I could make it a little bit longer. I really don't need to because of the seam allowance, but we can hit this like that. Okay, that's perfect. All right, and then we're ready to sew that one out. So we're going to say, okay. Okay, and now this, so we're going to go to advance to the first stitch, and there it is. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and sew that. I'm going to, okay. I'm just going to kind of keep my eye on this. I'm just going to hold it up. So pull yours out from the wall, especially if you've got bows on there. Because if I had something else on it, it might have fallen down the back. But I think that's like everything. And then you would just complete the next row. Oops, let's see. There we go. There, that's better. It's pretty. Look how over the navy blue, it looks really nice. Mm-hmm.
It's good that things like this happen to us.
Yeah, it is.
So you guys know how to fix it. That looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Let's see where we are. And so there you go. Okay.
Nice.
How's that? Okay. Then I'll kind of go on and I'm going to kind of show you what I did to make the tote bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. And then, all right. So the next thing you would do after you were done quilting is I would cut that, take it out and rip out your leader cloth, and then I would cut it right on the edge of the fabric, just like you did like the straps, okay? So I would take my rotary cutter and my ruler and this line it up along the edge and cut it out, okay? Then you're ready to put your, after that would be to put your straps on. So what I did is I have my straps, and they're 3 inches wide. And what I did was I folded them in half, and then I folded the edges under 1/4 of an inch, okay? And then what you'll do is take a piece of fusible fleece and just put that inside, okay? Like that. and iron it in like that, and then put your edges together. So go ahead and put that in. And I think you get the idea. So, and then you're going to press it in. Okay, you'll press it. And then what I did was I took the bag and I top stitch it on either side about 1/8 of an inch, or maybe even closer than that, from the edges. And I think they're really nice and stiff. You know, they're not flimsy at all. So they're fusible fleece did a good job on that. So, and then the next thing you'll do is the straps are long, so you might want to adjust I believe they were 36 inches long. So the drop is about 17 inches. So, you know, if I kind of felt like it was a little bit too long, but, you know, whatever you like. Okay. And then I put them in, I sewed them in, you know, facing down about, I believe it was about 5 inches from the sides. And I sewed them in. Okay, and then you're going to work on your lining. Well, first you'll box your corners, and there is instructions on how to box the corners on the pattern, and so that's pretty easy. And then you'll start to work on your lining. So your lining, this is this is like 22 inches, and I would put right sides together. And so, okay, first of all, you're going to measure it. This is the right size going across. You might want to check that. This one was for the bigger bag. For the pattern that we have today, the panel we have today is 18 inches wide, and this one's 22. So this was 22 inches, but you'll need to cut off some. You want to cut it so that it's 36 inches long, because that's how long the panel was. So you're going to have an extra piece right here, and you're going to hold on to that for your pocket. So you're going to cut it to 36 inches, and then you'll box the corners on your lining. And then when I just put right sides together and I sew the side seams up, but leave an opening on one side so that you can turn your bag. So after you get your lining made and you've boxed the corners on your tote and you've boxed the corners on your lining, leave an opening on the side, and then you're going to drop the finished bag into the lining with right sides together, and you're going to pull the bag through that opening on the side. Usually we do it on the bottom, but let's do it on the side this time, because then you don't have to cut this. It's all one piece. So you're going to leave an opening so you can pull your bag through. And then with the extra piece, I did this. I took the pocket and I had cut it out, and I laid it on top of it and I sewed it all the way around. And I left an opening, and then you're going to trim it. Let's see and I want to show you how to put your name on it with the stitches in the machine. So I'm just going to go like this. I'll make sure the iron's on. And I'm just going to, and I always leave a little bit where the opening is so I can tuck it in. Okay, let's make sure that's on. Yeah, okay. And of course we could use a rotary cutter, but Okay, and then we're going to cut our corners, trim them so that we can get a nice point on them. Anybody, they doing okay? They have any questions? Okay, and then one more. So this isn't in the instructions. They have you turn it over, and you know what I did on this one, which is, I don't think I put right sides together, but that's okay. Yeah, I can fix it. So anyways, you're going to turn it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't put right sides together. I knew I'd make a mistake. Okay, then we're going to take your point turner and you're going to fix the corners.
Someone's asking, wouldn't you embroider the name on first?
You could do that with the embroidery, but I'm going to use the decorative stitches, the fonts and the decorative stitches. But if you wanted to do your, no, I think I did it right. Okay, so if you want to use your embroidery, then I would do that first, and you can use your protector and put the name on. But I'm going to go over here, and the reason why I put the back, I did it this way, because it stabilizes the front, and I don't need to add stabilizer. Okay, yeah. And then I'm just going to press this off real quick, and then we'll go over the machine and we'll change it to sewing. Here, let's point this corner out. Okay. When we were on the cruise last spring, not this past spring, but the spring before, we did a tote bag similar to this. It was a panel, and we put the pocket on this way. We did it a lot, basically the same way. We edge to edged it, and yeah. So I have my little pocket now, okay. And then we're going to go over here, and we'll put. I'm going to take this out. We'll finish it later. Here. Okay. And then I'll take this and let's see now. Okay, so we're going to go to home. It doesn't want me to leave. Huh. Cancel. All right. Huh.
Maybe hit OK.
Yeah, I hit OK. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take my screwdriver again. Here, I put it in here so it wouldn't roll away. Yeah. And we're going to put that in here and put the foot back on. Okay. And okay, and then where's my... So I can get this in here much tighter than I can with my fingers or with those little short screwdrivers. Okay, I'm going to do this in a navy so we can see it. And it looks like I'll have enough thread. Okay, well, maybe I better, it's getting low.
Just in case.
Just in case, we don't want to. Okay, and then I have one right here, all ready to go.
Carolyn said she loves to see tutorials without editing like this, so they get to see everything.
Yeah, I don't blame it. I could do, because you don't do it, at home, you do it this way, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put the navy thread in.
So you're using actual sewing stitches, not the embroidery.
Right. You can use the embroidery. I just thought maybe some people don't even really know that these are here.
Right.
You know, yeah. So if you ever want to make a quick quilt label, you can use these. Okay, so we're going to thread that. Okay, so I'm going to go into sewing, and then we'll go to character decorative stitches, and we're going to go all the way to slide this over, and we're going to go to menu, this one where it has the letter. I like these the best. There are some scripts and the outline block, and then this is another language, but I like this one. I think it's easiest to read. So I'm going to put Gloria's name in, so I'll just G, and then I'm going to go to lowercase letters, and we'll put L-O-R-I-A. Remember the song, right? And then, okay, now I'm going to turn, now it does tell me to use the end foot. So let's take this, and we'll put the end foot on. The end foot is a decorative stitch foot. It has the groove out underneath it, so that if you have stitches that are real close together with a short stitch length, it will just kind of glide right underneath it, whereas the J foot is flatter on the back. Okay, and so we're going to put the end foot on. Okay, and I'm going to turn the projector on. Okay, and then I'm just going to slide that underneath, and you can see the name right there. Let's see if we can change the color. That's maybe red is a little bit easier to see right there, or let's try, it's either, or the yellow won't show. So I think the red shows about the best. And I think that looks good. I can see the bottom of the name, and when there's a space, it looks like I'm right in the middle. And now the AN's here, and let's see, maybe I'll move it down a little bit. And then we're just going to lower the foot and sew that out. And you can write, your names, and you can add spaces right here, so that you can write a sentence if you want. And then there's also numbers and quotation marks and things like that. So you can, and you can save it. So if you make a quilt label, you can save it and use it, maybe just edit it a little bit. And let's see, did I come to the very end? Yeah, I'm just going to peek at that. Yes, I did. Okay. And then we're going to cut the thread, and it cuts up from underneath so that I don't have any raw edge threads at the end of my name. They're all underneath. And the only thing I would do is maybe just snip a little bit, like between the R and the I, because it looks like it's connected. Just snip that stitch and cut the threads. And there I have a name on there. Okay? So I think that's it. So then I would sew this to the lining, and then you're going to put the lining, you complete your lining, and your tote bag will be done. And you put the bags together with the lining on the outside, and put right sides together and pull it through that side. Okay. Okay. All right, good.
We have some products to show.
Yeah, we do. Okay, let me clean up for a second. I'll get rid of these snippies. Okay.
So the first one I had in was the original America 250 quilt.
Okay.
Or tote. Oh my gosh.
Right. And
so that's the one you were quilting today.
Yes, yeah. So that is this one.
And this is the one that we have on order. We're still waiting for the fabric.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is coming in. I don't know exactly when, but it's coming in. It is really cool with the America 250 on it. And it is a little bigger than the other one. This one's 22 inches wide. The other one is 18. Okay.
And then next up, we do have that other one.
Yeah, the other one is here, and you'll get the panel and the lining. And so it's very much like it. It's a little narrow, or 18 inches, but it has everything else is the same. And so if you need one right away, you might want to get this one, or if you didn't want the American 250 on it, that's another nice one to get. And the fabric is like it is like I want to say like upholstery fabric. It's not our 100% cotton quilting fabric. It's more like an upholstery fabric. It's thicker, and you can see the weave in it. So. And that goes for both of them, and then you'll also get the lining too. Okay.
And next up, we do have the 8x12 snap hoop that you use.
Yes, yeah, I like this size. We always tell people, get the largest one that your machine will take, and then get another one. And we always kind of refer to the 8x12, and I think it works really well with the edge to edge. I think if I would have used the large hoop on that one, it kind of would have like my edge. It wouldn't have held my fabric in as nicely. Probably at the end it would have been kind of just laying there without being secured to the hoop. So that's a really nice size to have. Okay, that's one of my favorite sizes. Okay, and then we have the bolsel. And the bolsel, we have two different sizes. This one is single-sided. They're both single-sided fusible. I did not fuse mine. I was kind of like a little worried that it might bubble or something, and it does kind of just adhere to it. You lay it on there, and it kind of just stays there. Put a few pins in to kind of hold it until I got the leader cloths on it. This size is the 18 by 58. So this would not work for this tote. I would get the larger one. Okay, so the larger one is exactly the same thing, except it's 36 wide by 58. So I would get this one. This is good for other projects. If you've got smaller tote bags and other types of bags and things. But this one is the one I would use for this project. Okay.
Next up, we have your Femore tweezers.
Okay, yeah, these are the tweezers. So many of our quilters don't like the knots tied on the back. The Femore tweezers, they look like a hockey puck. They're perfectly straight instead of just like coming to a point. So you can kind of go down and grab it and kind of rest it against the fabric and squeeze it and pull that thread through. So these are really nice for edge-to-edge quilting.
And then your precision turn.
Yes, I always like this. I use it all the time. It seems like every project I need this. But it has a little ball on the end, so it will poke your corners out really nicely. And it is hexagon shaped, so it won't roll off the table. So, yeah. So I use this all the time. Okay.
And then we have our Cordless Quilters compact iron, so the red iron.
Yeah, I love this iron. It is compact, but boy, it's, okay, so it has, the cradle, and that gets plugged in, but it's cordless, and I probably should add, there it goes. This doesn't have much water in it right now, but look there, look at that steam. And it has this really nice point to it, and it's, lightweight, easy to handle. You can travel with it. You pour the water into the top. This one is red. Let's see, here's the box. Let's look at the box. So, yeah, so I'll read you what it says. It's the nonstick sole plate, anti-drip system, vertical steam, easy to fill water tank. And the cord you can pack inside here, And then the precision tip, it does have a really, really nice tip on it. And in the carrying case. So it kind of sits over it and it snaps on the sides and you have a nice carrying case. So it is, I really do, this is one of my favorite irons. I'm going to get this one next when so.
And then we also have, I put the green one in the bubble too. So the box that we have.
Okay, so that's, okay, so is there two choices or, okay, so the red or the green?
I really do like these irons.
I
think
do
they're
too.
my favorite.
I got my daughter one because she needed a new iron and she was always buying irons that weren't very good. And I thought this would be perfect for her because she's
Yeah.
yeah. Look at that steam. I love it. Okay, and you also has the water, the gauge right here that you can see. You know, where your water is at, and you can also, of course, turn it off and to dry, so that you can turn off the steam, and it's so nice iron. Okay, now we have our OFA cutter. They're really nice, especially cutting the bosal. And we usually, for the bosal, I would go with the 45 millimeter. And these are really easy to work with. Let's see if we have one right here. And to change the blade, you just take that and this will expose the blade so you have a guard, and that's so you just pull that to expose it. Now the red one, you just pull it back, you take your blade, put in a new one, and then lay it back right back on and then click it in place again. So this is I used to have one where you had a washer and you never knew if it was incorrectly. So this is so much easier than the ones with the washer. So that's a 45 millimeter. We also have the 28 millimeter. This is really nice for cutting small pieces because look how, if you're going around curves, it's a lot easier to go around the curves. And this one, they change the blade the same way. And it also comes with a multi-purpose touch knife. So this is like it's sort of like a seam ripper.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it does. It is. Yeah, it has a blade on it, and you expose the blade by pushing the button, and you can kind of rip out things nice and quickly. And so Carol says, I love the 28 millimeter cutter. Yeah, you can get a little bit more precise. You need this one for thick things, but that's nice for like piecing. Okay, then we have the
blades.
The blades. These are the best blades. They are, this is a 50, okay, so we have two. Okay, so this is the 10, which one's first? The 10 pack. Okay, this is a rotary cutter. This is a 10 pack. They're 45 millimeter, and they're the titanium. And Natalia, who does all our cutting for orders, she won't use anything but these because they last long, and they last longer. So that's the titanium. So we have it in the 10 pack, and then we also have it in the 50 pack. Okay, and I know these are really good prices for that. I think if like they don't end up being. It used to be that they were like $7 a blade, but these I'm not sure the exact price, but they're not anything near that. Yeah, so we get you could get the 50 and be set for a long time. Yeah.
We also have the 28 millimeter blades too.
Okay, and then yes, this is here. These are about $25, and these are the 28 millimeter right there. So in case you need those.
And then we can talk about our fall event. So we're doing
their fall event. Yes. So the fall event is, let's see the dates. Do we have the dates?
Yes, we
October.
do.
Okay.
October 19th and the 20th is the first session.
Okay.
And then October 21st and 22nd is the second session.
Okay.
And the 23rd and 24th is the last session.
Okay. And yeah, so we have a lot of ideas for that. And Tommy's got something in the works. He's kind of explained that on Thursday night. He's trying to do something really big. So as we move on, get closer to it, we will we'll kind of let you know what it is. I guess Gloria she usually spills the beans on things like that. She can't keep it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want anybody. He's working on it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Our events are always really the best. No matter where people go, they always tell us our events are the best. Our projects are always really good. We make sure you get done. Nobody walks out with unfinished projects. So we make them so that you can get them done, and they're also really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last year we did the pumpkins, and everybody loved them. They just kind of held them, their hands, like they were something sacred,
Yeah.
they were so proud of them. Yeah, the projects. So it's fun. The food is good,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun to be. We have a lot of customers that come back all the time. So, and we love to meet everybody and be able to put a face with a name.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And everyone becomes friends.
Yeah,
Everyone
they
gets to know
do.
each other.
Yeah, and they all know us because they see us on the lives. But it's so much fun to be able to put their name with their face now. Mm-hmm.
And we do have the summer event too.
The summer event, yes. So that's coming up too. Some of our projects we're going to do for that one are Gloria's going to do this, and I could something like this. This is a red, white, and blue one. Hers is going to be summer fabrics, but she just wanted us to show you this so you get an idea of what she was doing. She also talked about having a bow, and we might use the serger and put wire along the bow, along the ribbon to make it a bow, to make it so that it will stand out. This is fun to put your name in it. And of course, it has all the fancy fill stitches and things like that. So this is something she's going to do in her class. And then Kathy and Mary Lou, this is beautiful. This is Pearly Gates design. And this is for those of you who have done rotary purse, we cut out little flowers, and the design kind of left a space for you to put those in. So it looks it's just beautiful. And then you can kind of embellishments with little birds, and there's mushrooms and things like that. The kit will also include the hanger, so that's nice too. So you're all ready to take it home and hang it up. And I'm not sure what else we're doing, but
I know what John's doing, and it's a really good project.
Okay.
He's waiting to finalize it before we say anything.
Okay,
it's really
all right. Mm-hmm. But our projects are always so good, and it's really fun. Okay, it's the best ever. All right, now we have
some variegated threads.
Variegated thread, yeah. I said we love our variegated thread. Okay, so there we have two of these. Different boxes. This one has 25 spools in it, and they are 500 meters. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 25 spools at 500 meters, and there's all kinds of colors in here. This one is pink with different shades of pink, and let's just pick out a few. This one looks like it's navy blue and white. And let's see, let's do this one. This one is pretty. It's got yellow, blue, and red, and green. Got lots of colors in it. So it's just a really nice collection of, this one's beautiful. It's got like a dark green and a pink and a fuchsia color. And I see a little bit of yellow in there. So and you'd be surprised you know, like we were doing red, white, and blue, and we found that the perfect variegated thread was more like a pink and a light blue. It turned out really, really nice. So what we do is we take our spool of thread and we just kind of lay it on here, lay it on the project, and kind of go like that, there, and then you decide which one you like. So you can do that with a couple colors, and you'd be surprised which one you like. You might not have just picked it by looking at the spool of thread. So that is so that one has 25, and it's 500 meters, and so we'll stick that back in here. Okay, and then the next one is 50 spools of thread. So the same colors, all different. You know, they're unusual colors. Look at that one. That one is turquoise. It looks like turquoise and maybe black and gray. Okay, and so there's 50 spools in this one, and it is the 500 meters. But there's 50 spools, and I think this was a really good price. It was, yeah, and so I think it was somewhere around the $70 price range. But that's you know, for 50 spools of variegated thread. Kids like variegated thread. If you've got a granddaughter or a daughter that wants to sew, you just put it, have them sew at a machine with select a decorative stitch and give them variegated thread, and they'll sew all day. They really like it. They really do like the variegated thread. Okay. Yeah, then someone says it's $2 a spool. I didn't figure that one out, but that's really good. What brand is the thread? This is called New Bra Thread. Embroider and sew your life. But it says, why choose? New bra threads are one supplier with manufacturing experience more than 25 years for all machine and hand embroidery and sewing supplies, including polyester and rayon embroidery threads. I think these are polyester, and we like, yes, it is. It is polyester, and we like the polyester better because our machines sew so fast now. They sew like 1,050 stitches a minute, and the rayon isn't as strong, and it will break. So we do like the polyester better.
Sharon's asking, is there red and white thread in the box? And I did see red and white in the 50 at least.
In the 50, yeah. I see a red and white. This is red and white.
And in the 25.
And in the 25, okay, so both of them have that. So there's a red and a white. Yeah, here I see if we go there. Okay, that is pretty. That would be good for lots of things, Christmas and Valentine's Day, and yeah, lots of things. Okay, all right. So
and next up, we have the edge-to-edge quilting on your embroidery machine.
yes, okay. So this is Amelia Scott's. This is the book that I was talking about, and she goes through and it tells you how. And this is how we learned to do it too. She has general hints and tips, and okay, preparing the quilt, stitching the first column. See, using the Easy Connect method with the standard hoop, and then using the Easy Connection method with the magnetic hoop. Okay, stitching other columns. So she kind of works in columns like right down the center, and then you can move to the right, and then move to the left, and yeah, so she has all of her instructions here, like before you begin, and then, so she has diagrams, and there's the magnetic hoop. Now, she did revise this because her first set of instructions didn't have the magnetic hoop in it. So she walks you through how to do height of the quilt, width of the quilt, and so she has all of her instructions, and then it does come with 10 designs, and they're really nice ones. You have like there's stars, so we use stars all the time. There's things for babies, so there's a baby one. This one looks like a hibiscus with a snapdragon, and then a big daisy. There's the holly leaves. We've used that many Christmases. And then these are fall leaves. They look like fall leaves falling. And there's musical notes. And then there's just one that is just a stippling stitch. And this one is like the, I'm going to say peppers and lime. Yeah, so that one. And then there's hearts and flowers. So it's got a nice collection. So if you didn't have the designs in the machine and the Radiance and the Solaris and the Luminaire and things, this would really, like add to your sewing. Yeah. And all the instructions in here. And it is a download where you go in, and she does explain that too in the book. So there's a page on downloading the files. So you just follow her instructions. And then she keeps track of it. So you open up an account, and then your designs will always be there. So if you lose your USB stick, or if you can always go back in and get it. You don't have to worry about that it's gone forever. So yeah, she keeps them forever. So I know one time I downloaded, you could only go back 6 months. I think it was a dress pattern for my granddaughter, and you could only go back in for 6 months to get it, but she will always have this there for you. Okay, so that's a really nice book. And then we have, she does a book on custom quilting on your embroidery machine. So this one is where you would, like she has a table runner right here, and you would go in and put a design in each one of the different blocks. So instead of like, yeah, that's, and then this one also comes with the designs. So if you're ready to move on, you can, and there's also patterns. So here she gives you a shopping list to make that pattern, and it's all half square triangles. So there's another pattern. So her pictures are great. They're in color. And let's see, Quilting Blueberry Bites. Okay. So this one, now there's a quilt, and you can see she does quilting the borders like we can also do on the Radiance and the Avenir and a Solaris. And then she added designs, and you can see all the different, she added around the little blocks and then around the big blocks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Karen says she uses that, and it works very well. Okay, have this, and it's helpful. Yeah, there's another quilt. So, okay. Then we have we have some single designs of hers. So she usually puts them into a collection. And then, so let's see, the first one.
So first up, we have Jumbo Pack 2.
Jungle Pack 2. Okay, Jumbo Pack. I said jungle. Jumbo Pack 2. And this is 10 designs for your larger hoops. So this is for those of you who have the higher end machines. And so this one is like there's a design that's 8.5 by 13.5. And then she calls it the next size extreme size, which is 9.5 by 15. So you would need, for the 9.5 by 15, you would need like the 10.5 by 16. And then for the 8.5, you could use your 9.5 by 14. And then it also has 7.25 by 13. So you would definitely need like your 9.5 by 14 for that one. But these are the jumbo designs. And so we have things for children. This is letters and numbers. And then these are cherries. This is cute. It's gingerbread men and gingerbread houses, and 2 lions and a paw print. The owls and leaves. They look like tropical leaves. This is cute, the weather. It looks like clouds. And then sunflowers and little butterflies. And this is nice. This is the sun. And then there's one that just looks like stippling. Okay. And then the next one is Jumbo Pack 3. So there again, you have those extra large hoop sizes, like 8.5 by 13.5. So that would be 9.5 by 14. And the extreme file is 9.5 by 15. So you'd have to have at least the Solaris and the Luminaire. But this one has calla lilies. That's pretty. And this is dragonflies. And this is the, what do you call those? Dream catchers. And this one is, looks like monkeys hanging up from the vines. And these are pinwheels, safety pins, so, for children. And then this one looks like a schoolhouse with paper clips and the school theme one. This is Holly Hobby. So yeah, I forget. That takes us back. And then Thankful, Blessed, and Grateful. And this is the Bon Voyage, so for somebody who's traveling. Okay. And then this one is Expansion Pack 2. This is 10 designs for the Easy Connect quilting technique. And this one is not the jumbo size. So this one you can use either a 5.5 by 9.5 design. So that would be your 6 by 10 hoop. And then the 6.5 by 11.5, that would be like your 8 by 12. And then 7.25 by 13.25, so that'd be 9.5 by 14. And this one is very cute. This one is, I would say this is baseball, as baseball bat and glove. And these are cats with little balls of yarn and little flowers. This is the football with a helmet and a football. And this to me looks like tomatoes or radishes, vegetable. Yeah. And then the pumpkins and the dog bones and dog paw. This is the breast cancer ribbon and stippling. And then also the Halloween is of spider web. That's a cute one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we have Expansion Pack 3. And this is also this kind of the standard design sizes. And this one has apples, okay? This is a nice geometric one. And this is dinosaurs and guitars, looks like musical instruments, okay? And then this one is like a paisley, airplanes and clouds, and ice cream cones and sunglasses and little just spirals. Someone used this. I think I used this one time. It was like it was for a baby, and it was a jungle animals, and I used that one. And then this is just little triangles. And then this is Christmas trees and Christmas ornaments.
Super cute.
Yeah, they're all really cute. And then this is Expansion Pack 4. This one is the Manly Pack, and it has, I used this one for my grandson when he was born. My daughter lives in Annapolis, so I made him a very nautical looking quilt. And I used this one. It had the stars and the clouds and this sign that means northwest, south, they forget what you call it. Okay. And then this one looks like trucks, I think.
Looks like fire trucks.
Yeah, fire trucks. Yeah, I'm looking at it. And there's their hat with and their hatchet. And then these just look like not wheels, like wrench, bolts or something. Gears, that's it. Okay. And then hockey. And this one is horses. And, it looks like knights. It has like a knight hat. And there's some mustaches. And This one looks like, let's see, this one, oh, this is like guns.
Like samurai.
Samurai, yeah. Okay. And then this, so this one is cowboy boots and hats. This is very cute as the race cars in like the fire, with it. And that's the one I use with the clouds and the sun and the moon. And then this one looks like another it has a car. Oh, police, like a police car. Yeah, so that's called the manly one. And then we have expansion pack 7, and this one is also the standard sizes. And here we have baby feet and coffee and coffee pot and coffee cups. And this is fish. This one is like the pendants. I think of boats when I see something like that. And this is the flamingos, and this looks like just reminds me of what do they call that? Spirograph, Yeah. Okay, that reminds me of that. And this is just little loops, pineapples, and a train, and then the drinks, so it looks like a bottle of wine or champagne and glasses. So, okay. And then expansion pack number 16 is this is the standard sizes also, and this is dancing. Okay, we give this some ballerina shoes, and this is the balloons that they twist and make it look like an animal, and this is a fan, and the barn and the animals and a tractor. And this one is seahorses. So this is a nautical theme, a water ocean theme, and little flowers, snowmen. There's a cute, with so many people who love snowmen. And this is just another cute design, and tennis racket and balls, and the tree of life. That's pretty. Mm-hmm. You could do something with that. And then the expansion pack 19 is the standard sizes. And we have these like little, it looks like chains, sort of the things that connect together. And this is martini glasses and wine glasses. And then we have, this looks like bones and animals like dogs. Okay. And this looks like a tropical plant. And this one says Fiesta, so it has the little Mexican hats on it. The lighthouse, that's really nice. And this is little fireflies flying around, and there's the mason jar with the fireflies in it. And this looks like bolts of lightning. And this one is, let's see, what would you call this one? This one, it looks like, I want to say like firecrackers, it's right here. And this one is the hearts, and they have kiss written on them, and they have hearts, and it says love. So they look like conversation hearts, which I like, conversation hearts. Okay.
And now we have America 250.
Okay, this is Tommy's design. So this is the quilt, and with it you get the panel. This is the panel, and we have instructions all written out. So we have the panel, and this is the 250 years written on it, and then these are everybody who was involved in that. And then what you do is you make 12 blocks from any of the 50 states. So you'll get this on a USB, or is this a download?
You get a USB, and then there is a download code inside the book for the rest of the 50.
Oh, okay. All right. So you make them, and so I know some of them here. We're going to put this. So some of them I know. Most of them I don't think I know. But these are for all the different states. This one, is kind of like a quilt label. And But you can see how beautiful they are, and they're so much easier and faster than this was originally was paper piece. Now I think they're going to get the designs for paper piece. You'll get them for paper piecing and embroidery, but it's just so much faster. So many less pieces. So there's that one. This one I know is Pennsylvania. That's the Keystone. Okay, and so these are, yeah, and I think it's beautiful. And if you think about it, it isn't hard. This is all embroidery, so that will take time, but it's not hard. And then you also have the panel, and then you just add pieces to make it a certain size. So it doesn't have a lot of it goes together really quickly once you get these done. Yeah, and you need 12 to make the quilt. This one I think was New York. Was that New York, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. And so here, they're beautiful. And they're 12 and a half by 12 and a half squares. And you would make 12 of your favorite ones. You could do all the ones, the places you've been or the places you've lived. And if you look here, if we can zoom in, look at the stitching on this. This seems to be very popular right now. The stitching has like a design to it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little design instead of just being a plain satin stitch.
So some people are saying that they didn't get a book. I misspoke. There's no book. They get the instructions on the USB that they get, and inside those instructions, there should be the code for.
Okay. All right. And then this one is the star. This one, I put this together in the paper piecing. And this was very time consuming, to do all these little, because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just, it was like a strip. Yeah.
And Tommy's digitizing, and all of his instructions are super, super good.
Yeah, they're good. They're easy to follow. Okay, now this one was pieced together. And I think Kathy Antonese did that. Yeah. And so this is, I think it'd be really nice to have this, to bring out. Yeah, this was the Keystone State one this is Pennsylvania. I did this one. And then, of course, Tommy's is in here. This one is the embroidered one. There. So, okay.
Super, super cool. And I know Tommy was talking about how he's going to demo some of the blocks too.
Yes, he did. He said he said he's going to start, and he said he says I might do one every day, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. But he'll do them. Quite often. Yeah.
And then I do have the quilt kit in the bubble. We don't have any, but we do have the some of the fabrics coming in soon. So we have the quilt kit in the bubble. Okay.
Okay.
So if they want to get that.
Yeah.
And then next up, we do have your variegated.
Yeah, this is a V109, and it's a very pretty beige. I've used this before in like baby quilts, and yeah, it's just one of those you'll use over and over again.
Okay, and then we also have the Nifty Notion Safety Stiletto.
Okay, the safety stiletto. I like using a stiletto. It just helps you to kind of hold things down, and this one, it has the point in here, and then you take it out, and this has a little plastic piece on it for right now, but then it screws in. So, and it has got a really nice sharp point on it, but you can put it away and not worry about sticking yourself.
And then we have your advanced drivers set.
Oh, yes. These are the screwdrivers that I like to use. I have a hard time, unscrewing the screws with my fingers. I always need a screwdriver. So this one, is this the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is the one that will remove the ankle from the machine. and it's wider because that's a pretty big screw in there. So this would be for your like high end, your high shank machines. They all have a bigger screwdriver. So and so it comes with that, and also it does come with a little short one. Yeah, so it comes with the short one, and then the bigger one for the larger screw. Okay, and then this one is okay. This one will loosen your needle screw. Okay, and so it's
really good to have
smaller.
both of them.
What's that?
It's good to have both
Yeah,
of
yes,
them.
yes, definitely it's good to have both of them. So this one will loosen, and it's just so much easier to get it in, and then just tighten this here. You've just got more to hold on to, and you have more leverage to turn it. So those are my favorite screwdrivers, and these are made in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can see a little flag on it. Yeah. See, there's
Perfect
a little.
for the 250.
Yeah, it is like a souvenir. Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, they're good for hoops too, for tightening hoops.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I use them for that too.
All right. And then some of the last things we have here are, we got that new Tilda fabric in.
Oh, I love the Tilda fabric. I absolutely love it. I think it's just beautiful. So this is a this is a fat quarter bundle, or is it? No, fat
fat
ace.
ace.
Fat ace. So the fat ace would be 9 by 18, and it has every single fabric. So the collection has quite a few different fabrics, and I think they are just beautiful. So people say, well, what do you do with a 9 by 18-inch piece? I would say like I would do the appliques with something like that. Yeah, but I think this is just a beautiful collection. I love this one. Yeah, so I picked out 4 bolts of fabric that I liked. It's hard to pick because I liked every single one of them. These are some of the free projects on their website that you can do. And I would not be surprised if Gloria kind of picks something out to do in IQ Designer. I think that would be so much fun. Look how beautiful these are. So these are on her website. There are free patterns. So I just picked out 4 of the collections. I think this is gorgeous. I've always liked that toile. And yeah. And let's see, I'll open this up so you can, here. There we go, like that.
Super, super pretty. And Tilda fabric is super good quality.
Yes, it is. Very, very pretty. I just think this, look at the elephant with an umbrella, and I think this is just beautiful. So I guess we're selling this by the yard, right?
We're selling it by the half yard.
Half yard. Okay, so if you want more than a half a yard, you just put it in that many. If you want a yard, you'll put it in twice. Okay.
And we have this one up next. I think this one's my favorite.
This is your favorite? Yeah, this is pretty. This is a stripe. And you see, you can have your elephants and a little flowered print. And then here's that same print with, I see the elephant with the umbrella and the little Asian looking things. Yeah, that's very pretty. Okay, now there is some pink in it too, and so I did select this one. So this is a nice big flowered print. You can see my hand on top of it, so it's just a little bit bigger than my hand, and it's got the blue background and then light blue, and then all the little flowers and the green in there. I think that's really pretty. Okay. And then I liked this one. This one has urns on it, and urns with flowers. Look at that. That's so pretty. Yeah, that's
Super,
really
super
pretty.
And all of those free patterns are available on Tilda's website, and I linked it on our website under free downloads. If you go on that,
Oh, okay.
it'll take you to Tilda's Fabrics.
Oh, that's nice.
website.
So you go on the website and you go to free downloads,
Mhm.
and it will take you right to her website. That was really nice. That's good. Yeah.
Her patterns are really nice too. Like they're very in depth. You get all like the templates and everything too. So.
Okay.
All right, I think that's everything.
That's
we have
everything?
for today.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It was a really good demo, Joanie.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. So good luck with your bags and post them on our group page. We love to see things that you post. And even if you take a different spin, we just love to see what other people's ideas. So, okay. So tomorrow, what are we doing?
I think Kathy's going on. Mary Lou's back from her vacation, so they're doing some Kimberbell at 3:00 tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Good. We'll see you tomorrow then. Okay. Bye-bye.